I've got an accepted offer on the 2 development sites that I put on the market.
Yes.
There was one downtown Dartmouth, which was a great size for someone who was looking to get into new construction, but maybe not really scale up large. These were 3 development sites that each would support a 4-unit dwelling, so 12 units total, which is a nice manageable size. Still going through due diligence, but that was for a client of mine. And it's really interesting because he bought that for one use, right? It had a building on it, and his plan was to run his operations, his small business out of the building. And it had a certain zoning that was in place for the land. Yep. And I mentioned to him, I said, well, you might want to look at this opportunity because they're rezoning the city here, this little opportunity to increase your zoning. He's kind of like, I mean, this is what I'm going to use it for. It's kind of as of right. I'll just kind of stick to it. I'm like, I honestly just feel like maybe you should try to increase your zoning. Because it's a very, very unique property that historically had been used commercial, but is in effectively a residential area. And since we're rezoning the city right now anyway, this would be the time to say, hey, let's lock something good in here. And I've mentioned before, like, get some planners in your life. Planners are so good. I've got some really good friends and clients and partners who are planners, and I connected them, and they got him just a little nudge up in terms of what could be allowed on those
8
sites.
to 12 sort of thing?
Yeah, just a little slight nudge up. And the reason I was encouraging him to do it is in case like plans change down the road. And his plans did change, and we ended up selling off the land and got a way better yield on it because of that little bit of work there. So that's kind of the interesting thing about land and understanding your planning and doing some research and getting your ducks in a row, regardless of what you think you're going to do with the property, cover your bases sort of.
Yeah. Actually, to double down on that idea of not knowing 100% what you're going to do with something or with a property, I just came from a mortgage broker's office and we were just chatting. They wanted to introduce themselves, and he was asking, what do you typically get your investor clients to go into, like open variables or fixed and all that? And I was like, always open variable products, because you never know what you're going to do. Exactly to that point. Like, you think you're going to lock in, and then, rates have gone up, or your rents have gone up, or whatever, you need to make a refi. Now you're screwed because you got to pay these massive penalties. So same concept in it to an extent is you never know exactly what you're going to do. So it's better to go with the best case option, assuming that things are going to change. Because it's funny, it doesn't seem like things are going to change, but a year or 2 years is a long time.
Yeah, giving yourself as much flexibility as possible is huge, especially when you're talking about land and redeveloping land and all that stuff, which is something I've kind of gotten a bit more into. And I've got that site that we're also shopping down in Truro, which is kind of cool. So
under contract?
It is under contract, subject to due diligence again. So looking forward to seeing that go through and excited for the next person to take it on.
What due diligence and how long?
Essentially, it's financing, possibly Enviro. I mean, it's under $1 million, so they can indemnify it, and it's got a residential building there now. So I don't think technically they need to do Enviro, but they may want to do it for their own reference. Mainly, the due diligence when you're buying a site like that is about the development agreement. Like, okay, what can I actually do within this framework that you've agreed to with the municipality? What am I agreeing to buy? Because you're speculative buying like an approved lot to build X building. You need to understand the nuance of that and what exactly you'd be putting up there.
Yeah. So interesting. Well, what kind of timeline?
Yeah. I think it was 6-week due diligence, and we signed it a week ago. So end of December. We'll know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little end of year bonus.
Little end of year bonus. Yeah.
When I was broke, I had rich habits.